Is South Africa going to World Cup 2026? I don't know. I genuinely do not know. If you asked me that same question about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, my answer would have been yes. We were in the pole position in our group, cruising nicely, as they would say, and in the last few days, the last few weeks, everything has changed. Obviously, at this point, you've seen the news. FIFA have officially taken action against SAFA and Teboho Mokoena and has officially docked Bafana Bafana 3 points in their World Cup qualifiers. Now, obviously, we knew it was coming, right? I might have been very, you could say, confident, arrogant on TikTok, saying that I don't think the point deduction will take place, but unfortunately it's happened. SAFA do plan to appeal the decision, and to be honest, I don't really know what they're going to appeal. I mean, he was in the match. He played in the match against Lesotho back in March. What really are you going to say? So I think it's done, right? As a consequence of this, we are now second in our group behind Benin, just on goal difference. Obviously, our 2-0 win now goes to a 3-0 loss. And yeah, man, it's tough. We need to win our remaining 2 matches in order to still go to the World Cup. Like, that is it. There's no us hoping for this team to drop points, or to some extent we do need Benin to not have a good result. We can't hope for this and that. Like, we can't have a calculator and say, listen, this is all the conditions that need to be met for us to go to the World Cup. We have to determine that ourselves. And you know what's the most disappointing thing about all of this? This is probably the best period in recent times, or I can say in my lifetime, to be a Bafana Bafana supporter or advocate, and for us to not go to the World Cup because of an administrative error, an issue, is the worst possible way we could end up not going to the World Cup, man. We literally are in a golden generation with both our senior team, with our Amajita squad. You could even say our Amajimbos as well, given the talent that we have in that age category. We literally finished third at the AFCON in February 2024. Honestly, I think that team could have gone to the final. You never know. Finals 50-50. You could also win it as well. Amajita winning the under-20 AFCON back in May. And the quality that we have, man. Ronwen Williams is currently in his prime. Obviously, the guilty party not the guilty player in this situation, but, you know, the guilty party, Teboho Mokoena, obviously in his prime as well. We've got young players like Mobokazi that is literally, I think he's what, like 18, 19 now? And he's in the Bafana setup. Like, he's one of the first names on the team sheet for Hugo Bruce. We've got Mufokeng, Nkota, Ikram Reyners, Lau Foster. Like, South Africa needs to be at the World Cup. That's the first thing, right? I feel like even if we had to win AFCON in December, if we don't go to the World Cup, it feels like a missed opportunity. Now, looking at our remaining 2 matches, we'll know if we qualify for the World Cup within the next 2 weeks. In October, I am planning on posting this the 1st of October, so we will know within 2 weeks of you potentially seeing this video or this video being posted. We play Zimbabwe. I think we play them in Durban, the Moses Mabhida Stadium, if I'm correct. And then our second match is against Mbombela, not against Mbombela, at the Mbombela Stadium, and it is against Rwanda. Now, we need to win both matches. The match that I'm more confident about is definitely going to be the Zimbabwe match. I don't think they've got any wins in their 8 matches, or they've got maybe 1 or 2. We should win that match comfortably. Rwanda is a bit of a concern, right? Especially if it is the final match. You never know how things like this can kind of affect the players. You know, there's just an added pressure. It becomes almost like a knockout match. It's a match that you need to win in order to go to the World Cup. And I just genuinely hope that the nerves of the players are not too hectic, and yeah, they can just get us over the line. As for the guilty parties, right? This whole issue. What should actually happen if we end up not going to the World Cup, or even if we don't, even if we still end up qualifying? Should there be a punishment? Should there be a consequence for the guilty party? A lot of people on Twitter, TikTok, you know, Instagram, and social media, they're basically saying that the person responsible should be held accountable. And when people say that, they typically mean one thing. And I also saw a few people saying that Teboho Mokoena is also at fault, which I don't know. That just I can't see myself getting on board with that opinion. He's a footballer, right? These yellow cards literally came at the end of, or sometime in 2023. Shout out to Mike Morton. He posted a video where I could see this entire timeline. He got a yellow card in 2023. He then played an entire 2024 AFCON. He then got his second yellow card around 2024. And then his match in which he was suspended against Lesotho took place in 2025. So how is it the responsibility of the player? I mean, he literally needs to just focus on football, right? He plays for Sundowns. In that period, Sundowns are obviously playing in the PSL, Club World Cup, or actually nothing. The Club World Cup was after that, but yeah, it's not the player's responsibility, man. Anybody saying that Teboho Mokoena is at fault here, like, I don't want to listen to any of your opinions when it comes to football, honestly. And do you know what's also disappointing? The players do not deserve this, man. The players don't deserve this one bit. You see how they're balling out in the PSL. You see how when they put on that Bafana jersey, they literally give it their all, you know, when you talk about passion and desire. A name that comes to mind is Ozonopolis. I've never seen him have a bad game in a Bafana Bafana jersey. There's so many football fans in South Africa. Like, I'm going to say something, right? I know we are 4-time rugby world champions. We are a very patriotic country when it comes to rugby, and you can't blame us for that. I mean, we are the best in the world in the sport. But do I think South Africa is a footballing nation, like a football-loving nation? I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to say yes, man. I might be biased in saying that, but I genuinely think South Africa just going to the World Cup, making it out the group stages, maybe, you know, having an insane run to like the semi-finals like Morocco did in 2022 in Qatar. Like, do you know how the vibes would be in the streets of South Africa? Like, I'm just thinking back to the 2010 World Cup, man. We just played in the World Cup. We just hosted the World Cup, and it was probably the best month in this country. We need this, man. We need to go to the World Cup, and the players deserve it. Like, I think the dedication that they've put forth on the field, they haven't made a mistake. They haven't stayed a foot wrong. Hugo Bruce as well. And you just know the people that are anti-South Africa or anti-South African football, anti-PSL, anti-Bafana Bafana. Oh, these guys always do this. Oh, we always need calculators. They were never going to go. Even if they go to the World Cup, they literally just go in there to full numbers, and what's the use? They're going to get knocked out by the group stage. It's like, it's so predictable at this point, man. It's only going to change when we actually win a major tournament like an AFCON at our senior level, or do extremely well at the World Cup, like we flip and beat a country like the Netherlands or France or whatever, you know? So you just know people's negativity is going to start to come out, and that's also going to be so disappointing, man. If you cannot back this team while we are still in this phase where we are growing as a footballing nation, please, man, do not try to join the party when we are eventually successful and we win a major trophy, because I thought it was a massive achievement to finish third at the AFCON, have the results that they did. And a lot of people just kind of wrote it off, man, because it's bronze on paper. With that being said, because I believe in the talent of these players, I believe in Hugo Bruce, I do think we will get the win against Zimbabwe, against Rwanda. It's just going to be a bit nervy, man. It's going to be a very long 90 minutes for both matches. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be at the match. Luckily, I had the opportunity to be at the match against Nigeria, which was also quite controversial. Very proud moment. I had media accreditation, so I was able to really be up and close with the players. Hopefully I get to do that again in the future. And yeah, I'm not too sure if I'll see the matches in person. It is on a Friday, it is during the week, you know. Fingers crossed, you never know, we'll see. Just on that Nigeria game quickly, right? That is also quite controversial, right? Obviously, I understand our issue with Teboho Mokoena, or our situation with Teboho Mokoena, is related to rules and regulations, right? Unfortunately, Nigeria's goal, the handball goal from Calvin Bassey, it's just one of those things in football, man. Without VAR, you can't really verify it's handball, or the referees and the officials can't do that. And We've seen that for decades before VAR actually came, so it's not going to be overturned. Like, that's just a fact, man. It's not happened with Frank Lampard's ghost goal at the World Cup in 2010, other major decisions, Diego Maradona's hand of God, things like that. So I don't foresee that being overturned. It's so cruel, the manner in which our lead in our group just completely dismantled. Drawing against Nigeria due to that handball goal, and now, of course, this 3-point deduction. Anyway, guys, I would like to hear your opinion. Do you think that South Africa are still going to the World Cup? Do you think we get 6 out of 6 points in our remaining matches? What do you think needs to happen to the guilty parties with this entire Teboho Mokoena situation? And then also, what is your hope for Bafana Bafana or South African football for the rest of 2025? I'll catch you guys in the next one.